I am your host, Leah Dunlap, and you are listening to the Oracle on Purpose podcast, where we help intentional leaders clarify their purpose and next steps to create a work and life of significance.
Hello, everyone. I am Leah Dunlap, the Oracle on Purpose, and I'm super excited to be here today with my beautiful guest, Dr. April Blake. And today we are talking about hitting upper limits and what it takes to get past that, and when you do, what the reward on the other side is. April has been working with me for just about a year now, and we were talking about all the things that she has achieved, and they've been phenomenal, from small moves in her business to heartfelt dreams and desires that have come true and programs that she's created, as well as something big on the horizon that's coming, which some of you probably saw if you're looking at this post I mentioned below. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But one of the things and the reasons I decided to bring April on is because I know that a lot of people have big visions and big ideas, hopes and goals on their hearts, and they often get stuck around the how it could possibly happen, and they never move forward. So I know that that is something that April and I have talked about in the past. I wanted to bring her on as one of my premier clients, and a lot of time together working on some of these things. So April, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Okay, well, thank you, Leah. Thanks for having me. And I am a naturopathic doctor, and I'm also a licensed home birth midwife, and I'm also a medical intuitive. So I kind of combine all of my talents to help people with, I specialize chronic illness, people that have been to 10 plus doctors and can't get to underlying cause. I also specialize in anxiety, depression, and hormone imbalance. So those are the three things.
Such important work, and so many, I know, a lot of the women that you work with have struggled with that idea that no one believes that there's something wrong with them. So when you say, those medical mysteries, I think that that's something that a lot of people struggle with, really specialized in over the last year. You also mentioned something important that I want to highlight, which is the medical intuitive piece. That is one of those things that we talked about, I know, for a long time, about you sharing. Can you share? I know there was one moment that I was actually part of watching happen when you announced that to people about really sharing that, and maybe what one of the reactions was when you actually told people in a group that that's what you do.
So it's a gift that I've had, since I was a little kid. And I think it might mean different things to different people, but for me, it means that I sense different ancestors around people, and I can sometimes hear them, smell, see colors. It comes in a variety of different ways. And when I'm working with my clients, I really test out what I'm even going to test for them. They will kind of nudge me in certain directions. I have my knowledge of what I know on this physical level. So then I might throw out there all these things that I really think, and then they'll give me yes or no's. So that's been really helpful. And to put it mildly. And and so, it's not something that's very accepted in my my upbringing. So I've always been very shy about it. And I started sharing it I share it with my clients, but that's not the first thing I share. And so now, since working with you, Leah, I've been trying to be more forthright about it. And when I do, it's usually met with this love and appreciation. And the first time I did share it in a group with Leah, and there was a woman in the group, and she just started crying because she'd been looking for someone like me. So that was really like affirming. And
Right. I think that's important too, that connection was made. And what I saw for both of you, but mostly for you, was this realization, and for those of you who are listening, if you have something that's yours, it's a gift. There are people out there waiting, and the tears were genuine. It was like, oh my gosh, right? Like, you exist. The person I want is out there. You exist. And I think that's a really important piece, that when you landed it, people got to have what you have to offer, which is often what I share with people, is like, our purpose really is there to give something back to the world. And I know that that's another place where your expansion, speaking to like the things that are on our heart that we want to create in our lives and our work. I know there was a big thing on your heart when we first started working together that really surprised you when my answer was, yeah, let's do that. Can you talk a little bit about your program that you run for teen girls?
Yeah, I had this vision to teach girls about their bodies and to really give them information on how their menstrual cycle works, and to pair it up with the moon cycle, and to really kind of look through that lens and to give them kind of the framework that they can actually use the different weeks of the month to actually look at what's actually happening internally and externally with the moon. So it's like a whole different way of teaching the cycle. And so I had this idea, and I thought that would be amazing. And I wish someone would have like taught me that. And so I got together with Leah and really started talking about it. And she was like, well, you could do that. And why don't we just set the timeline down and let's see when this could happen. And then it was just, wow, I can do that. And so,
yeah, that's great. Let's talk about timelines. So before we started working together, kind of what was your business? What did it consist of? I mean, you were doing well. You were a naturopathic doctor, but tell us, like, where were you and where are you now? Like, what has changed in your business since we've worked together? Where were you? Where did you start?
Well, I was doing fairly well. I'd been in my business for 2.5 years, private practice. Before that, I was 10 years working in a big group setting, but I was just learning how to be a business owner, just learning how to do this. And I knew I wanted to run a program, but I had no idea how to do that. And even to write the curriculum, where to start, just all these things were very overwhelming. And I also wanted to hire another doctor, front desk. So since working with you, I have done all those things. It's like much better. I don't know, financially, probably at least half, probably 50% more I'm making now since working with you, I think.
Yeah.
And now I'm running my second Moon to Moon course, and I called it Moon to Moon. So.
And Moon to Moon, exactly. We have to drop that in there because it's so amazing. And I know that when you even did another program that you had never done before, like right off the bat.
Right. Yes.
Remember? And I was like, you're right. So seriously, everybody, she was right. Like she was just on it. Everything that, we worked together to create. What I appreciate about Dr. April is that she is one to get things done when she's excited about them. So yeah, because you had your other program that you did, which you have available on your website now, right?
That's right. The Healthy and Happy Immune Support Program.
Yes.
So that was at the start of COVID, and I wanted to give back to the community and just give people some tools to like learn about their health. And so that was a really great intro into like doing a course. So
right.
That was awesome. Yeah, I did that too. I always forget about that. Yeah, but that was in the beginning.
So many great things have happened. I love it. Well, I think we've talked a little bit about some of the outcomes, which is great because we've talked about like by getting those things, as you mentioned, like from your head, right? Or maybe your secret heart, and speaking them was like the first step, like just acknowledging, as you said, like I can do that. Like that's something people do. Because I think a lot of people do struggle with the idea, like if it feels like it doesn't fit in what they're doing, it just has to be given up. Did you ever have that experience of like, well, it doesn't fit? It doesn't make sense.
Completely.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't really focused just on teen girls or, but that's just something that's been on my heart. And it's something that I definitely have training in, just as a doctor. So, and a midwife. So, I mean, it does make sense, but it just wasn't what I was focusing on. But that's kind of what I wanted to start focusing on. So.
Mm-hmm. And do you think, I know, people that follow me know that I'm all about the purpose and everybody's unique life purpose. Do you think that played a role in how you were able to see how these things actually do fit together?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I want to like help people in general. So like giving them tools when they're younger is even better.
Right. And I know that one of the things that we talked about and that I've seen like you evolved your website even, and you changed some of those things around really aligning with your purpose. Can you share with us what your version of your unique life purpose really is?
Yeah, my unique life purpose is to bring happiness, serenity, and joy to health and healing. And so I definitely changed everything, like my website and all my marketing materials, when I kind of got clear on that with Leah. And that's been it's just been really nice to settle into that, knowing that that is what I do. And once I became clear, it just feels easier, I think, to attract people that also are wanting that. So then it's like they can match. It's like an energy match, So
yeah, I love it. Yeah. And you mentioned you are one of my premier clients, and you also work in some of the groups. So can you share the difference or some of the benefits you found in doing like one-on-one work with me? I know we've done some masterminds together. What do you say is the difference, if you can, between that one-on-one time and the group time?
So the one-on-one time with you is just phenomenal. It's just that you really always hear me. You hear me deeply. You hear my heart. You hear my soul. Like, I feel like you really call me out on what needs to be called out. And I need that, and I like to just really drop in and be really real. And that's how you are too. So I really appreciate that. And in a fun, loving way, like, it's just been, and then just the piece of the spirit medicine for you too. Just, I know that's the language I speak to. So it really resonates for me. And you have a way of it's just gentle but powerful around money. And I think money is such a hard thing for most people, especially me. And you really have gently and powerfully guided me into a place of more abundance and wealth, and just getting used to that. And that's been really, really amazing.
I love hearing that. And I think that that's an important piece, because I do agree that people tend to get this either or, right? Either I can follow my purpose or I can be prosperous.
Yeah.
And you are a great example of that, as somebody who really was, steadily successful. And other people might have said, hey, that's great, just stay there. Mm-hmm. And there was so much more that you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I know one of the places where you got stretched was, could you do it and still make money? Right? Could you make these changes? Could you call these things out? How do you feel now, kind of looking back? What was helpful to you, either in our one-on-one work or the group work, that helped you go like, yeah, I can do both. I can be prosperous and also do work that fuels my purpose?
I don't know if it's any one thing, but I think just coming together, the group work has been really, really helpful, because I think every week you come across different challenges, different opportunities for growth. Mm-hmm. And there's just new things that you have to work on as a human. Like you're always breaking through new things and new conflicts, new struggles, new worries, fears, but also successes and beauty, and just keeping attention on the success and the good. Mm. That's so important. I know that. And that's what I've learned, I think, probably the most working with you, is just continuing to work on forward movement and forward, good abundance, wealth. Mm. That's like, getting together weekly with the group when there's a group sessions going, or just you and I every other week. I need that. Like I really, because I think just growing up in a culture that focuses just on bad and the negative, and that's all we do. That's you can get that everywhere. You can, like.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that for you, and for people that are listening to this, that are thinking, well, it's that breaking the level of being okay, like enough, right? Because you're talking about the money piece. It's like, shouldn't it be okay? Like, I know that people sometimes get like into this shame spiral about, am I wanting too much? Am I asking for too much? What would you say to the people out there right now that are in that position where they felt like they have these dreams, they have these goals, but there's part of them that says maybe they're just asking, they should just be happy with. What would you say to them about the potential to work with someone like me or to be in the premier program, one of the group programs? What would they get? What do you know they would get if they got through that process?
I think that they would definitely get permission to do what they want to do and to listen to their dreams, because they're unique and you're given them for a reason. And to listen to that, because we all have these beautiful like heart songs and we all have this purpose in life, and you would be given a lot of support on how to make those things happen.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy, because everyone else isn't really doing that. And so it's unusual. And I think when you come across it, it's pretty great.
It's pretty great. Let's talk about pretty great. So what are some of, I mean, you have been through all of these different pieces, like you said, but there is one big goal we talked about in the beginning of this that you're in the midst of right now. And what will it mean to you to reach that goal? Tell us what it is and really what's your why behind that?
Well, my goal is to have a retreat center for my patients to come and do next level healing in Scotland. And I'm currently in California, so this is a big move. And I just envision this place of getting back to nature and having just a place for people to come and really heal and be at peace with themselves and to get that just inner nourishment. It's going to be lots of different modalities. I'm not even sure all the things that are going to happen, but I just feel like this is something that I really want to do in my life. So I don't know. I'm just being called there, and it's a big, big move, but that's what I'm currently in the process of.
So next year, those of you listening who like to run retreats, don't be surprised if our next retreat is in Scotland next year, but if not ours, I know that you're also planning on making it available to other people to lead retreats there. Is that right? That's your vision?
Right, yes. Yeah. So people can come from here, from wherever, and run retreats there.
It's going to be amazing. I love it. I love that vision. So when you began working with me, I know we knew each other already a little bit, but what was it that made you decide to say, yeah, I'm ready to invest in all these dreams? What was that moment where you're like, yes, I'm ready to do this and invest in getting coaching around it? I know, it's been a minute.
I don't know. I don't know. I think there was just a point where I started, I think we had maybe done a group program first, and maybe I thought I could see what was possible. Like I could see like, oh, I have a lot of dreams and I need a lot of support for those dreams. So, I don't know. I think once I kind of like clued into like what my dreams are, and really, which I'd always known, I'd always had this, like, since I was like a long time ago, like as a kid, I knew I wanted to live in the UK. I knew I wanted to like go there. And so I know that you need a lot of support if you want to do big things. So
yeah,
that's kind of, I think, what did it. Yep.
And look at you now. So last thoughts for people that are out there right now thinking, man, I want to do something that bold, that big, that expansive. Like you said, something that they've been wanting to do their whole life, but maybe haven't shared or asked to do or gotten support for. What's that one thing that you'll tell them right now where you are after you've made all of these huge leaps with your own business? Yeah. Looking back, 2020 hindsight, what would you say to that person?
I would say just to keep the forward motion, keep your eye on abundance and joy. Keep it on abundance and joy. Keep your eye and your heart on your dreams, because we all deserve them. They're like our given right. It's like stamped on us, I think, and that you can do it, that you can go for it.
Yeah. Do you think you look back now and think, by investing in the Premier program, was it worth it?
Yes, it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, right. It's hard to know though, right? At the beginning, as like you said, like you're not sure, but I feel like hearing your expression of joy for all that you've created already, and I love the fact that you forgot one thing. Oh yeah, that's right. I did something, and it's because you continue to grow. What I've noticed, and I want people to understand that, like, you don't stop, right? Like this goal isn't it. Like you've got so much more. So I appreciate that you took that on, and you've been such a phenomenal client to work with. It's such a joy. I say it all the time, and I'll say it again here. I love my clients. I love working with them. I love watching them succeed. And you have done such a remarkable job. It really hasn't been that long that we worked together, and all that you've achieved in that short time has been incredible. So I look forward to, I look forward to having a retreat in Scotland. I'm calling it in myself, and for everybody else. If you're not going to come to meet us in Portland, put it on your ticket to come in Scotland. And I want people to know how they can find out how to work with you, because I know that you do work virtually. So anyone listening right now, if anything that April has shared has woken something up in you, whether that's the Moon to Moon program or your health, or wanting to sign up for your own retreat in Scotland, how can they reach you? How can they get in touch with you?
You can just go to my website, solsticenatmed.org. So that's solstice, like winter and summer solstice.
Go ahead. I'm going to put it on the screen here for them. So solstice.net.org.
Solstice Nat Med, so like short for natural medicine.
There you go.
.org.
Okay, cool. So to me, that's one of those things that for people who are listening to this and thinking, man, I am ready, right? I'm ready to have, they're inspired, which I'm sure many people are. They're inspired to have what you have going on, right? They want to have that. So it's Solstice, I'm writing this down, natmed.org.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm going to post this, guys. So if it doesn't work, we'll see here. Show. Did I get it?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Awesome. There we go. All right. So before we head off, I wanted to put that through because it was a little different. I want to make sure people can find you, and hopefully, that they can also then get in touch with you, find out about the retreat center, keep an eye on you, and of course, I will be keeping an eye on you, and we will be coming back, I'm sure, pretty soon to announce the big opening of your center in Scotland. We're definitely doing that. That's like, there's a pin in the calendar for that, so we can share that exciting news when it happens. Thank you so much for being here to share your journey. I know that it's inspiring someone else to make choices that will get them where you are, which is enjoying the fruits of those labors, but also really living from a very purposeful place in your life. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. All right, everybody. I'm Leah Dunlap, the Oracle on Purpose. Just remember, no matter what, you are here on purpose.
Thanks for tuning in to the Oracle on Purpose show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you leaving a comment. Also, you can subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't yet. If you'd like to get clear on your highest vision and next steps, go to oracleonpurpose.com. See you next week.